What's up YouTube? The Basement Modeler here. This is my first video and I wanted to do a quick intro as well as a thank you shout out to some of the channels that I've actually subscribed to and am constantly keeping up to date when as soon as they upload videos and checking them out. So first and foremost, the Basement Modeler. I live in the Chicagoland area. I was born and raised in Chicago. I started modeling when I was about 10 or 12 years old. Again, buying kits at the Woolworth that used to be open around that time, but was basically doing the same thing that everyone was doing when they were starting at that young of an age, is, you know, gluing them together with the tube glue and strings, and not even I wasn't even snipping them off the sprue. It was just a twist, take a round twist that you see these nasty chunks of plastic, but you know what, it didn't matter at that time. Glue them together, take some enamel paint and just brush paint all over its strokes and whatnot, and throw firecrackers in and throw them out your back porch and watch them blow up. So did that for a couple years, and when I was actually starting high school, you know, that's when I started to really basically kind of just left the hobby alone. The only thing was that, you know, there was a hobby shop by my house. It was called Tross Hobby off of 63rd in Kedzie on Chicago's South Side. And a lot of times I used to just walk in there on my way home, and they had a lot of kits. It was a great hobby shop. That shop was there for decades. But go every once in a while, so I would just buy a kit. At that time, it was a lot of Star Wars kits. I'm really heavy into sci-fi kits, but I'd go in there and you know, pick up a kit, take it home. Now at that time I was about 14, so from the time I was from 14 to about 18, I wasn't doing any building. I was buying kits. I would check something out. Again, the hobby shop was right there, so a lot of times me and my friend, you know, we would stop in there sometimes just to kill the time and look at this and look at that, and, you know, pick up an issue of Fine Scale Modeler or something and just read through it. Again, not building, but still involved in the hobby somewhat. I definitely bought some kits over that span of 4 years. I definitely bought a lot of kits. So after high school, I had to go straight to work and go to school, so there wasn't really any time to build. I barely had money to eat, let alone to buy kits. But I got married in my mid-20s, and my wife and I moved into an apartment, and I was living on the not the far north, but in suburbs north of Chicago, and they had a pretty cool hobby shop there called Venture Hobbies, and I lived probably 5 minutes away from there. And again, I wasn't that heavy into the building at that time, but I was constantly going out there and taking a look. So I would buy a nice kit, and all of a sudden I wanted to buy the decals for it and take the box home, open it up, take a look at the sprues, put the decals inside the box, close it up, and I just put it away. My wife didn't like that too much, but at the same time, she preferred I was doing that to going out with my boys and, you know, getting drunk and whatnot, or going to strip clubs or anything like that. So even though she was kind of, look, you know what, you're buying these kits, you're not building them, at the same time she was like, well, you know what, you could be doing something else, so at least you're doing that and you're staying home. So she was okay with it. Then we wind up buying a house, moved out of that apartment, and that was when I really dove into the hobby. I was able to but to set up my own hobby room there, and you know, I had a nice desk that I took from work. They were going to actually throw it out, and I was like, hey, you know what, I can use that. So they gave it to me, but I went out and all out, bought the airbrush, the compressor, really stocked up on paints and supplies and whatnot. So I got stuff here that I've had for, you know, 15-20 years. But as time went by, and I had a couple of accidents in the hobby room, as well as I had to replace the bathroom countertop trying to cast some pieces in resin. My wife basically threw me out and sent me to the basement, which is, you know, where I'm at now. So going into that, you know what, I've been on and off for a couple of years, and I guess that's the I don't know if you want to call us mulling backsliders or anything like that, but it tends to happen a lot. You know what, you find yourself in life sometimes having the spare time or the availability to do something, and it's really your choice on what you do. I've chosen to spend most of my time building models, and that's what I enjoy to do, and that's what I intend to do, you know, once I retire and whatnot. But so from 10 to I'm 39 now, I've been buying kits. So again, I've spent more time as a collector more than a builder. So as it stands right now, I don't know. I shouldn't say I lost count. I stopped counting at about 400 kits, and that was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago. But I definitely have slowed down buying a lot of kits. I'm rarely buying them, and if I buy stuff now, it's more the things that I need for a specific kit that I already have. So if I need photo etch details or whatnot, or paints and stuff. So that's basically where I'm at right now. The other thing too is I wanted to, well, that should do it for the intro, right? But I wanted to give a big thank you shout out to a lot of the YouTube channels that are out there, because one of the things when I first started to get on YouTube, what really got me into the YouTube was just watching like the videos and the trailers. But then I started to see that Japanese show, and it's model, you know, modeler versus model, and you get the versus stuff going on. But you know, that's the first time I've really seen someone you know, video or video of the hobby at that level. You know, you had the old show, but you know what, that wasn't the same thing. This was actually pretty cool. And I started to watch that channel, and it was Sleepy something, but all of a sudden I started to see other channels, and I started to go on that. And I think it's probably that YouTube, it's been the YouTube channels that have really motivated me to get back into the hobby and really start breaking open some of these boxes and start gluing and sanding and whatnot. So I want to give a couple thank you shout outs to, let's say, you got Dr. Cranky, who pumps out videos like crazy. I'm not a model car builder per se. I do have some. I've yet to build one, but I have started working on one. So you got Dr. Cranky, you got the Painting Clinic. You know what, this guy, he's been around for a long time. I actually used to visit his website before YouTube, and I thought he was really only into gaming, but he's done a ton of sci-fi kits. So you definitely got to check him out. It's the Painting Clinic. Then you have let's see, Dave Parker, you got Jay Hare. You know, these are more so kind of giving you a progress updates, but I kind of like those type of videos. You know, once you get someone into this whole thing of you know, here's how you do this, and you get that kind of like the tutorial video all the time, I think it kind of dries you up. But I think the way that these guys interact with the camera is awesome, and it makes it enjoyable for you to watch their videos. Who else is like that too? Model Pro 72, definitely another one, which never ever could have referenced a waffle with bourbon and Coke. But hey, you know, let's see what else you got. Coladito One, who's out on the West Coast. He's currently working on a Soviet KV tank, but he just finished up a Thunderjet, which I believe was a Tamiya 172nd, and really did a really, you know, good series of videos on that. Let's see, you got Model Man Tom, which also does a lot of sci-fi kits. You got Trek Works, Sci-Fi Model Action. Hold on, I got a list right here of folks that I didn't want to leave out. Okay. You got Awesome Paint Job, making models again. Yeah, you know what, this is another guy who you know what, he got some really cool setup in his man cave, but I know he's working on a Hellcat, and it's, you know, it's doing a lot of work with some aftermarket bits that he's been putting on there, so that looks pretty cool. And then you got Monster Model Builder, who just finished up a Dr. Jekyll's Mr. Hyde kit, which I thought came out really good. I know, and he said it's his first kit, but you couldn't tell by watching those videos because it's you know what, the guy did an awesome job. And let's see, who else am I missing? Then you have your other channels that, you know what, they're really the quality of work that some of the people do is awesome. And you know, you have By Painted, and he does a lot of the Warhammer and the 40K stuff. But you know, his technique with the airbrush is awesome. He has great control. Then you have Awesome Paint Job as well. Again, you know, the last two are more on the gaming side versus everyone else that's scale models. But you know what, I wanted to say a thank you to all of you. It's motivated me to get back into the hobby, just watching you guys do what you guys do. Keep it up, and I will continue to provide the feedback and like the videos when they're, you know, because they're just great from all of you guys. So you know, that's it. Hopefully I can put some more videos up soon. I do want to do a setup of how my workbench is set up, and you know, do a quick you know, shoot by on my stash that's behind me. You know, everything I have in those boxes are basically kits that we've had when we moved, and I had to put in storage and then bring them back. So I just left them in there, and you know, they've been in there for, I don't know, 12 years since we first moved here. So I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what's inside the box because I never really kept the list of kits that I bought. I would just like it, buy it, and then put it in there. So thank you all, and I hope this was a decent video. It's my first one. I hope I didn't go on into too many rants or whatnot. So definitely provide the feedback. Let me know what I did right, what I did wrong, and I'll do whatever I can to change it. All right, guys, take care.